Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi.
I know alerts are just now going out to people. So welcome. We're going to give everyone a few minutes to join us. Tonight, we will be talking about the new therm-o-web Gina K stamp and foil system. So I'm going to give everyone a few minutes here to join and say hello once you are here.
Hello, hello, hello. We're doing good, doing good.
Hey, Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte.
All right. So today we will be playing with all sorts of fun stuff. I did make a quick project because I kind of wanted to show you guys, you know, what I was playing around with today to show you kind of the funness, what we're doing. However, if you are completely new to this, you don't even know what I am talking about, let me kind of show you first. Last year when we went to Kreations, so 2017, there was a line coming out. Oh, before I start any of that, I should probably say all my general jazz.
General jazz stuff?
Yes.
You gotta say it.
All right. So this is live right now. If you are watching live, you can leave us comments. And the cool thing is I guess now during replays, you guys are going to be able to see the live comments, which is really cool. I'm very excited. Number two, everything we're discussing is down below, including the links in the description. Now, before anyone orders anything from therm-o-web, therm-o-web right now has a special this month. So if you go to therm-o-web site and order using my links down below and you use NCM18, so that's National Crafting Month 18, you are getting free shipping at $49 or more, and you get a free gift. Do you guys want to know what the free gift is? I'll show you. So Sean can show you, and then I'll show you up close what they are. Okay. So the free gift is the Jelly Bean Green foil mates, and then you also, or foil, excuse me, then you also get a foil mate which is called Dots and Strings. So once again, if you have to use that coupon code when you go to therm-o-web, using my links down below, this is what you will get free. Not only will you get free shipping, you're going to get this. So Jelly Bean Green is kind of a, it's in between, like I would say, a regular green and a gold. It's kind of a lime green is the best.
Maybe even a pear color.
Yeah, pear color. Plus, you're going to get the Dots and Strings foil mates. Now, foil mate is anywhere you see black. That's toner foil. The foil will stick to this and turn that color. So this is really cool, and this is for the entire month of March. So make sure to use that coupon code. Also, they're giving away, in celebration of this release, there's 2 giveaways. One will be my giveaway, which is all this information is in the description. So on mine, you just have to make sure you're a subscriber, make sure you share this video, and you like the video. Once you've done all 3, leave a comment down below. But if you want to win the entire collection, check out therm-o-web's blog. I've given you that link below because they are giving out the entire collection, which we'll get to in just a minute. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about what am I talking about. This is all crazy. What are you even talking about, Ken? So last year when we went to Kreations, we went to therm-o-web's booth and introduced ourselves, and there was a lovely lady there named Gina K, and she was debuting something called her foil system. So basically Gina K designed foil system, and we sat there and watched, and at first I didn't get it, but now you guys are going to see what it is, and then we're going to talk about what came out. So she released these, which were foil mates. So foil mates had backgrounds that you could essentially use with foil and emboss the backside, and then you got these great looks. You also had foils to work with them, so anywhere you see the black, you would have all of these beautiful colors of foils. And then she had these, which were sentiments, and the sentiments here, let me see if I can get you up close here, you could use her dies to perfectly cut around. Now when you used all of this together, it produced some pretty amazing, oh sorry.
You tried to hand it off and I dropped it.
I'm just grabbing some of my, so I can show them kind of the results it gets. So using this system, you could make some pretty amazing results. So here's one card. Look at that.
Yeah, it's such a gorgeous card.
And so here is, just to kind of understand what you have here, you have your foil mate, so like that's the back here. this is the other foil mates with the toner on the top, and then this is her die system, which was one of my favorite releases. It came with a dual stitch die and a single stitch die. So when you used the collection all together like this, you got beautiful results. Look at this one.
Didn't I do one of those somewhere?
I'm sure you did. So anyways, so we went this year and I actually said to Sean, how is Gina K gonna up her game? How's therm-o-web and Gina K gonna up their game?
We literally said that as we were walking.
Literally, because I said this to me, even though this wasn't Gina K's, like, you know, she just, you know, made this up right before Gina. She's been using this system a lot on her channel, but she teamed up with therm-o-web, which was a perfect combination. So I was saying to Sean, how is she going to take it to the next level? And that's where the new system came in, and it is called Stamp and Foil. So you can use all of this in addition with what you already have in your collection to do a little, it just takes it up a little notch. And what I mean by that is it's a basically there's a certain part system to it. You have where you stamp, you have a stamp, you're going to die cut, and then you're going to foil it. So really, this process is you would stamp it. Here you got the stamp. Once you're done, you're going to die cut it out, and then you run it through the foil, and that's how we get the foil on those flowers there and on those leaves there. So it is a way, because a lot of people were automatically starting to color their stamps. They were telling me, I love this system, but I'm a stamp person. I like to color. Now we have a system in addition to this that we can do this with. So let me show you the new systems and what it came with it. So the first collection is called Time to Celebrate. So each collection has 3 parts. You have the foil mates, which are the detailed sheets. Now this is where, this is what actually anything you see black here. So you see black right on these, and we'll take one out of the package. Can you turn down the brightness? Everything's so flooded white. It's so hard to see. Thank you. There we go. Okay, so with that, anywhere you see black, that is where the foil attaches to. So these are the foil mates that you actually use in it with the stamps. So the stamps, you'll see here, you have a cake here. You also have a cake here. You have all these pieces right here. You'll see like there's a red part. They stamped over this, and then the black part is what you foil. So when we actually put this all through, it'll make sense. And then you also have the dies that go with the stamps. So this way you can stamp this onto this and then cut it with the dies. So this was called the Time to Celebrate. And it's obviously birthday themed. You got cakes, birthday presents, birthday balloons, happy birthday sentiments. The next collection, which was probably the one that she was demonstrating a lot. She was demonstrating them all, but this is the one we saw demonstrating, is the Butterfly Kisses. And I love this one. So you have butterflies in all different stages of fluttering their wings here. And you have sentiments with this one, you know, believe in your wings and let yourself fly. Until you spread your wings, you'll never know how far you can fly. Just when the caterpillar thought it was over, it became a butterfly. You have Butterfly Kisses, just tons of beautiful sentiments. You have all of these cards that anywhere you see, essentially the black is where your ink would be. You're going to stamp those over your foil mates. So the foil mates, you can see really good in this picture. They give a good demonstration. Anywhere you see black on the foil mates is where the foil will attach to. So for example, you see this one right here. It's black, and then up here it's been foiled. Once again, we'll show you that.
Now the dies are separate?
The dies are separate.
But so you could do maybe the Brother Stanley cut, somebody was asking?
You could, yeah. The dies just are giving, I mean, you could fussy cut it if you want to. I mean, it's definitely, but they are separate, yeah. So the last one is the one that I used for this card. And this is called Where Flowers Bloom. And I love this one. You have, of course, flowers. Friends are flowers in the garden of life. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. You make my heart bloom. But you have 2 different flowers here. So basically, this here is letting you know that you're going to stamp here and you would get the out color of a flower, and then in here would be blank. So this way you could technically do a layered flower on top of this flower. You have leaves with the same concept, so you could do different colors of leaves. And here you'll get the process. So I started with this. So this is my foil mates, right? I'm going to lay the stamp on that, stamp it with whatever color, die cut it, and then run it through. And by doing that, I get this look where it's all done for me. I don't have to print anything on a toner, but I still get that foil on the outshoot of that flower. Isn't that gorgeous?
Nice.
I love this. So this one is called Where Flowers Bloom. That's that whole set. Now, in addition to this, because of this big release, they also knew that they were going to have some increase in some different foils that people are going to want, because obviously the birthday one's a big one. They released this here, which is Vibrant Vines. So you can see here it's got two little vines. That's the one I used on the back of this card. So this right here is that vine in the back there that you can see. So I'm trying to get that light to kind of hit it just right. But so it starts off being black, but then of course you have the vines. And Sean will monitor questions here. He's messing around with the camera right now, but he will.
So somebody was asking, do you need a stamp positioner? I'm thinking that's where
you don't need it. It would help. I use it with the stamp positioner, but you won't need it.
Brothers Kennicott for $2.99. Good price?
$2.49 is better.
$2.49 is better. Okay.
So this one's called Where's the Party? And got stripes. We got some confettis with stars. This one here is called Bold Backdrop. So you got the big dots and you got little skinny lines through it. And then there was 3 foil colors that came out. Actually 4, I apologize. So Bubblegum, which is this really beautiful pink. You also got Dazzling Orange. Now, during Christmas, they released, I think it was called Dazzling Red, no, Radiant Red, and forget the green color, but it had these little stars in it. And so I'm glad they came out with other colors. You can see, let me see how close I can get there. You can see those little stars in there. That's the orange, Dazzling Orange. We have Brilliant Blue. So once again, let me see how close I can get there to get those little stars. There they are. Twinkling Pink. And then, of course, Bubblegum, which doesn't have anything. It's just a foil. So that's the main release. Before we get started on our first project, I'm going to have Sean look at questions, and then we're going to show you this in action.
I think we've got them all. Yep, nothing yet.
Is that it?
Yep.
All right. So we are going to play with the Time to Celebrate, which is this set here. So I can kind of show you. I did go out and purchase a new laminator because for those of you who were here the last time we did played with all of our goodness from therm-o-web, I had some issues with my Amazon Basic laminator. I do not suggest it. So we do have a new laminator. I'll walk you through all the supplies I'm using for this card, and hopefully it turns out because we're doing it live, right?
Live.
Now, for the most part, I'm using predominantly therm-o-web, and earlier either therm-o-web or Gina K release. So I am going to be using her premium white cardstock, which is a nice heavyweight cardstock. So we'll be using the premium white cardstock. Once again, all of these links are in the description or in the video description. And to purchase a lot of this stuff too, just to let you guys know, a lot of Gina K's stuff that came out last year is currently 15% off. Great sale. We're going to be using her black cardstock. We're going to actually be using the Elegant Damask. We're actually using this one right here, which I love, as one of our backgrounds. Of course, we'll be using the Time to Celebrate stamps, foil mates, and dies. We'll be using Radiant Red, Twinkling Pink, and Brilliant Blue. So Radiant Red came out during Christmas. You can tell because it has all these beautiful Christmas things.
Robin's asking, will the mink work instead of a laminator?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure will. And then a few other things which we'll talk about as we go. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is my card is going to be a white base with a black inlay. So let me start there. And what's great on 8.5 by 11 paper, you guys all know this by now, is if you cut it in half and fold it in half, you get a perfect 4.25 by 5.5 card, which is a what kind of card, Sean?
A2.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You've learned you've come a far little way.
Ooh, Erin got her Royal Sovereign yesterday. Nice.
So after watching my kind of disastrous Amazon Basic, therm-o-web thanked me for doing a video by sending me a Royal Sovereign laminating machine. So it comes Saturday. I have to thank them in advance. I cannot wait to do a comparison on it because I'm telling you what, guys, if you didn't see that video, the Amazon laminator, that's like $13. There's a reason it's $13.
Oh, yeah. It
was not a happy thing. So we're just going to cut this in half. It's 5.5 inches. And now when I fold this technically in half, but look at how, I mean, her paper is...
What is that? 85? No. Or is it
it's got it. To me, it feels like it's 100. It's 120 pounds for sure. Wow. Yeah.
Have you seen her new Build a Wreath kit?
I have not.
Gina K has one of them?
Well, Gina K has an her own entire line. You always take my tools away from me. So I go to...
What'd you need?
The jar that has all the tools is not there, Sean, so I can't grab it. So I don't know where you put that. But it is kind of instrumental in this process of ours. Thanks.
There you go.
I'm so excited you do videos for me and stuff, but he moves stuff around, you guys. And if you're anything like me, when something gets moved in your craft room and you go to, grab it and it's not there, panic kind of sets in. So I am using a bone folder just because it is heavy cardstock, so you are going to want to use something like that. So
Marlene is saying, I don't have a laminator. I wonder if you can use it with the hot off the press foil machine.
I don't know what that is.
Never heard of it. Sounds like it might be.
I'm assuming if it's a foil machine, you should be able to. To me, that sounds like it's still just it sounds like a fancy word for a laminator, but. All right, so I have this. It didn't fold exactly perfect, but that's okay. And the first thing I'm going to do is I do want a little bit of an offset. So I'm going to grab my black. Oops. I'm not wild about this packaging though.
Yeah. Even like that with your Chocolate stuff, it's not fun to use.
But, I get it. I get it. I get it, Sean. All right. So we're going to cut this in half, and then we're going to cut this in half.
Jill says, have Sean tell us what that fold is called when you cut the paper that way as opposed to 4 1/4 by 11. I don't know. I'm not even sure what that question is. There's a certain, it says, have Sean, me, tell you what the
Good job, Sean.
Fold is called. There's a certain fold. Is it called a certain fold?
I don't know.
I'm not even sure.
If there is, I don't even know that, unless I'm not understanding the question right, which very well could be the... Okay, so the way I'm doing this is I just want a little bit of white to show around it, and then my foil mate, we're just going to have a little bit of going around that too. So we can go ahead and start on that process. We will keep this out because we will need this here shortly, and I'll show you why in just a sec. All right, so the foil mate I am using is the Elegant, I always say this wrong. Is it Damask or Damask?
Let me see it.
It's Damask, right?
Damask. I think
it's Damask.
Oh, Damask.
Sorry. I did not know this.
So somebody says, let's see, what weight 20? I think it's the paperweight there, Margaret. And then Sherry said, just go to Design Space and zigzag 2 squares, weld and cut. Not sure what that is going to. And then Charlotte says it's a fold, or it's a top fold A2.
Oh, I see what she's saying. Okay, yes. Okay. The way that the card, it's yes.
It's an A2.
Gotcha. Okay, so we are going to trim a little bit off this too because we want a little bit of black to show. And right now, of course, it's going to be full. So I just kind of go down. This is really high advanced here. So basically, we cut this card at 4.25, and then I took away 2 little lines. So I'm going to take away now another 2 little lines, which should bring it down to 4 inches. But
So
if you want to measure it, you're happy.
Says in elementary schools, it's called the Hamburger Fold.
We didn't learn, I guess, folds in elementary school.
And then Annette is asking landscape or portrait. And I guess it really doesn't matter. Well,
my card will end up being, my card will end up opening this way. So
that's
yeah.
portrait. That's
I don't know. You guys are using fancy terms. I'm just creating. So now by doing that cut, we will have just a very slight black edge around that entire card. I mean, it's very slight.
Jill then again says when you cut it 4 1/4 by 11, it's called a hot dog fold.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Thank you, Robin. Very nice.
You guys are all teaching me all sorts of new stuff. All right, so this is the Scotch Laminator.
Yes, a Scotch will work because that's what we have.
Yeah, and I just had to do this because after our last Wednesday video, because I have zero patience, zero zill niche, I took the Amazon Laminator and went in the garbage. And so then when I said, oh, we're doing on Thursday stamp and foil, Sean was like, you don't have a laminator. And I was like, oh no.
We just had to go get one real quick.
So we had to go get a laminator really quick.
Yep.
So, welcome to my life. Okay, so a couple things while the laminator is heating up. I probably should have turned that on earlier. I just take a piece of very lightweight copier paper. This is a carrier sheet. Really, all a carrier sheet is it allows you to put this inside. So if you have small pieces, you can't put small pieces through the laminator, so it's literally carrying it through. I also have a heavyweight piece of cardstock from Gina K. What this will do is it will actually lift your item up closer to the heaters, so that way you're getting a good transfer.
There you go.
So we are going to be using this fun color for our background. This is the Decofoil iCraft, and this color I believe is called Rainbow. I think it's just Rainbow. It might be Rainbow. I think it's just Rainbow, actually. Isn't that beautiful?
Pretty.
Yeah. So I'm going to grab a sheet of that I haven't used. And remember, when you are using these, they stick together pretty good. There's 5 sheets. I'm down to 0 after that. Well, these little pieces. But when you take these out, always kind of make sure to feel like this, because it will be essentially you have the potential of cutting, when you do cut this, cutting through 2 layers of your foil, because they're pretty thin.
Super, super thin. If Faye is asking where did you buy it, and if that's the laminator, you said you got it at Target.
This laminator, this specific Scotch Laminator is the #1 laminator in stores. So you can get it at Walmart, Target, you can get it on Amazon, but at Target it was only $17. I think at Walmart it might only be $14. It's a reasonably priced laminator.
Oh, thank you, Robin. That's so kind of you. I think.
Thank you, Robin.
Very nice of you.
All right, so we are getting everything ready here. I'm gonna put this back in my little package so I can use it later.
That's okay. It's kind of funny, Robin. The first one said 2, but it said 20 underneath. Eat that, so I thought maybe you just kind of forgot a 0, but that's okay. Either way, even 2 would have been fine. Thank you so very, very much.
This is still heating up, so as it's heating up, I'm going to get some other stuff ready. We do have this that I'm going to be putting some balloons on. This is just a stitch die that's going to end up going on, like if this was my card, it's going to go on this half. But I also want a little bit of my black to offshoot this a little bit. So first I'll cut white, and then I'll do a little bit in black too. So I'm probably going to need just a little peeking out of the black. So I'll grab mine. Oh, and I did set this, just so you guys know, I set the laminator to 5 mil. I think it gets hotter, which I want it hotter. I tried it at the 3 mil, and it didn't do very good for me. Uh-oh, that just fell off.
Oh, I think we saw, Marlena was talking about, it's the Couture Creations Anna Griffin hot foil plate.
Oh,
no.
You're thinking of, what he's thinking of is there is a new foiling system coming out from Spellbinders. It's not out yet.
Hey, Renee.
But what she is talking about is out. That was on HSN. At least that's where I saw it. And it would work, yes.
So Faye's asking, are you using the number 5 setting? 5
yes.
Mil, 5 millimeter.
5 mil. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I am.
Hooray, hooray.
Hooray, hooray. So this is, how wide do you think this is? I should probably measure it. I'm horrible. I need to do a better job at measuring. But you know what? I just don't want to. So.
You don't want to?
I don't want to, Sean. I need it to be cut down a little bit more. We're just doing this now because I forgot to turn on my laminator. I said to myself,
don't forget to turn
don't forget to turn off your laminator. And what did I do? I forgot.
Forgot to turn it on.
I did. I did, Sean.
That's okay.
Is that okay? Do you forgive me, Sean?
How many settings does your laminator have?
My laminator only has 2.
3 and 5.
3 and 5. I've only seen laminators that have 3 and 5. Is there fancier laminators out there that have more than 3 and 5?
If there's more, that's going to be one heck of a... We have a laminator at work that is ancient, yet it still works.
How do you know it's ancient? Does it say it's ancient on it?
You can just look at it on how old it looks. It's got remember the...
Some people might say that about other people, Sean, so you gotta be careful.
I'm ancient.
You look ancient.
The on-off is on top, and it's one of those metal on-off switches, just a click, click. And it's big. It's really big.
A click, click. What are you talking about?
It's got, for an on-off switch, it's got an actual thing that stands up, and you just flip it one way for on, one way for off. I'll have to...
Maybe I don't know what you're talking about. I thought...
Laminator at work.
But what do you mean? I need to look at you when you're talking, because your click, click, what? What?
There's instead of a button you flip, this one actually stands up. It's like this tall.
Oh.
And then you flip it one way for on and the other way to off. That's what it is. It takes forever to...
I went into a school. You want to hear something funny? So I do this thing called Junior Achievement where we go in and teach the classes about money. And I went into this school and they had this whole wall full of these what looked like little books. And then they had this huge system and it was a physics die cutting shit of all basic shapes. And the whole time, I mean, it took up the entire wall of the school. And I'm thinking, why don't they just get a Cricut? But then they could put it in and mass cut. Like it could cut, they said, 30 sheets of paper at once. Which is crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
Right, that's mega.
So they were pretty thick. They were this thick. So the blade in that must have just been insanity. Because, I mean, yeah.
A toggle. Thank you, Faye. Yeah, I have a toggle switch.
Toggled. See, that makes sense to me. All right, we are ready. We took up a little bit of time to do that, which is awesome.
Oh, Peggy says that the Mink actually has 5 different settings.
Ooh, see, that's probably why it's a little bit more on the spendier side.
Yeah.
All right, so I am going to take my rainbow color here, make sure it's nice and centered. And I do this because I don't know where this is a brand new one. I think the heater's up here, but I'm not sure. So I actually start face down and then go face up. I run it through twice.
There you go.
Could be overkill. I don't know. Now, here's this little thing. Let me show you this little thing. This is a Gina K recommendation with her videos. You'll probably see her. She gets a makeup brush. I just got this at a Rite Aid or something. It's a very fine, I don't even know what makeup brush this is. I don't wear makeup, but.
It's like a blush or a foundation type thing, I think.
So there it is. And this will actually get the little flakes of your, any kind of foil that's left over. It will get rid of that. So when we're done, I'll show you what I mean here. And it actually removes a lot more than I thought it would.
Wendy says she's late but present. I just got my Cricut machine and the Mink machine. Unfortunately, I cannot get the foil in the country I live.
Oh no.
How sad, Wendy.
I'm sorry. All right, it's coming out, everyone. Da-da-da-dum. All right, so it's out. It's in this little sheet. And then when you pull it up, ooh.
The reveal.
Ah.
Look how pretty that is.
Look at how much better that was than our other one. All right, so this part is done. Look at that.
Oh, Michelle says it's called a kabushi.
A what?
Kabuki.
Oh,
Kabuki. I'm sorry.
I'm good you said that. Is that what this is?
Kabuki.
Okay,
brush.
so what this does, let me show you here. You can't really see it, but let's say there was little pieces of foil. You actually can go and just kind of brush this gently. And if you can see little not really, I mean, maybe I can only see it here, but little extra pieces of foil that are still holding on for dear life come off. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
Nice.
So pretty. Okay, so that portion's done. This is done. So now we get to have a fun. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the foil system. All right.
Yeah.
So we have, I am going to use a stamp positioner. You do not by any means need a stamp positioner because you could use this with blocks. You could do it with other things. I just prefer to do it because I'm horrible at lining things up. So for me, I'm going to use it, but you don't have to. Would it make it easier? Probably, but you don't have to. All right, so we are going to start with our foil mates here. Now, all these is cardstock with toner already built into it. You get...
Yes, Faye. Faye was just saying that if you had a black piece of foil paper, or what do you call it?
Yes,
toner,
you could.
Toner paper, you could use the negative of that.
Yep.
Yes, that is true.
So all of the foil mates do come with their own carrier sheet, so we'll take that out. And we're going to grab one of these. Now, in each one of these, you are going to get... I believe you get 10 of these. So you get enough foils in here. So you have 2 different cakes on here, or it's the same cake, but twice. So you have 1, 2, so that's 20 cakes, 20 presents, 40 balloons. Yep. And then, yeah, you have a lot to last.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So what we are going to do is I'm going to position this on my stamp tool here. And I'm going to place this with some magnets. Now I'm going to be doing 2 presents and 1 cake. So essentially wherever we see black on here, that is where our foil will stick to. So now we can grab our stamps. Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
Choking hazard. Keep away from children.
Hello, Beth.
All right, so we have, hi Beth. We have our cake here. Now you do have this solid cake, so which is one we're using. You also have this cake here, which is basically the opposite. So this is where something you could foil on one and then stamp on this, you know, and stuff. But we're going to be doing this, which is going to fill in all of this. And then the these up here, the candles, are a different stamp, if you can see that. So I'm going to start with this. And what we're going to do is position it where we need to on this here. Now, I'm not preconditioning these stamps. You could if you want to. I'm not going to, but you could. Essentially, what that would do is these are pretty sticky right at first. So they sometimes will move your paper. But to save time, I'm just going to go for it. Now, the cake, I think we were going to do... What color should we do the cake, Sean? We have pink, red, and blue.
I think we were going to do the cake in
red.
I think.
Yeah. Red? Okay. So the colors I'm using is Gina K, when she released all this therm-o-web, she also released these to match the colors she has coming out. So we have red velvet, passionate pink, and then I didn't have any blue ink that was close enough, so I'm going to be using just Fun Stamper's Journey Beach Ball. So let's start with our cake here. We could stamp multiple at once, but we're going to take it nice and easy so we can do this all together. So this one is going to be red. So I'm just going to ink that up. And the nice thing about the stamp positioning tool is if I need to, if I don't get a good transfer at first, I can that would be our puppy.
Oh boy.
That puppy. You gotta love a puppy. She did this really, if you haven't seen my video from CHA with Gina K, she did this really cool technique where she she took a water and dabbled it on stuff. So it gave it kind of a watercolor look. So I like it nice and bold there. So we're going to do that one. And I am going to clean off.
Jill says, the fatty in me heard red velvet cake.
I know, right? Me too. I'm right there with you. All right, so now we are going to do our presents. And I'm going to, once again, I'm going to fill the entire thing. So we have options. You could just do, you don't have to fill it. You could just do the outside of it. You could do the opposite and foil this, and the other way you could foil both of them. So what's cool about this is they give us a lot of different options.
Oh my, Renee just said, my Golden is mad at us. We got a new bedroom set and he can't fit under it.
Oh,
That's, yeah. Hers is fairly tall because ours would fit if they wanted to, but they've never ventured to go under it.
you know what? I should probably have die cutted these, but
Oh,
I
Jen
don't.
from Niagara Falls, Canada.
I'm going to grab the die on this because I don't know exactly where this is going to end.
We've been there.
Niagara Falls.
On the Canada side, yes.
Yeah, that's where Melody took her video that ended up in a commercial.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
I got the off to the side shot of that.
Yeah, you did. So it needs to go up just a smidge. Good thing I checked that, huh?
Jen's in Manitoba.
What's Manitoba? Oh, I'm sorry, Sean. You got to tell me if I'm not in the center
sorry.
there. They're probably saying, what is he doing?
I'm looking over here at questions. So, Manitoba is one of the cities or one of the provinces? I forget.
All right, so this one, let's go ahead and we're going to be using the pink color. So this one is actually, this was a 4-pack you could get at therm-o-web. Essentially, they were, Gina, I think they were already Gina K's colors, and she just brought them over with when she did the therm-o-web line. So if you already have this in the Gina K line, it's the same color. And I do know that on therm-o-web, they do have some of her inks left. I don't know if they have all of them, but I know that I saw one set on there today when I was making everything.
Fatima is asking, can you move the positioned up into the camera?
Yeah, that's we're 5 seconds behind. That's why I said you got to be watching camera.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Because yeah. Sorry guys. I caught it after the fact.
What about Melody? Melody was filming, did a live Facebook video. She was live on Facebook when we were on the boat on the boat that does the Niagara Falls. It goes right up to it. So she was filming and doing this live, and then Ken kind of comes up and says, wow, isn't this amazing?
Isn't this amazing?
And eventually what happened is that Facebook took that video of hers and created all those 10-second Facebook Live commercials. What was it, last year? Or so?
Yeah.
And so Kenny was in it, but Melody shot it. I was actually shooting too, but I just happened to pan over a little bit, and you could actually see.
Well, and the whole reason for that commercial, just so you know, was no one would come on the top floor with me. It was raining, and of course Niagara Falls, and so I kept on telling Melody and Sean, I'm like, you guys have to come up the top, and they're like, no, 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 and finally I convinced them to come up top, and so that's why when they literally are coming up the stairs, I go, isn't this amazing? Because it's being on that boat underneath compared to the top is two different experiences.
Oh yeah, it was pretty cool.
And that was the part where, and this was during, I mean, Live was out for a little bit, but Live was still pretty new for Facebook, so it was cool. I would have never thought I would have been in a Facebook commercial. All right, so we are done stamping. So let me get this out of the way and I'll show you kind of what we have so far.
Yes.
Can I please have that back? Thank you. It works really good for stamps.
Oh.
So here we go. Here you go.
Cool.
All right. So what we can do now is put our stamps away. There is a ton of different stamps. So what's really cool that I like therm-o-web did is they didn't just say, here's, the 4 main things. They gave you stuff. They gave you sentiments. They gave you other ways to foil backwards, so you could actually, if you didn't even want to use this with foil, you have an independent stamp set you could use by itself. but you have everything here to go both directions. Oh, I need to do my candles. Good thing I caught myself, huh?
Don't forget the candles.
Don't forget the candles. Sean, you were supposed to be watching saying you forgot the candles, Ken.
Sorry, would not have known.
You wouldn't have known anyways?
Nope, would not have known.
So I have to line these up now.
My husband is from Muncie.
What's that?
I believe it's a city in Philadelphia. Or Pennsylvania, sorry. PA.
Sweet. All right, so now we can go ahead and cut these out.
So somebody said just said, now you stamped over the foil, correct? Yes. Or the foil, like this part here.
Yep, you can stamp over that.
Stamp over that, yes.
Yep. Now, I mean, if you wanted to, you could go the opposite direction. I mean, you could technically cut these out and then stamp them that way too. I just tend to do it this way because this actually fits perfectly in a Cuttlebug. It's 6 inches, so it would also fit in most die cutting machines. So I always ink first and then put it through my machine. So we are going to need, so in this die cutting machine, they give us the balloon, the cake. So we get the cake, we get the present, we get a banner, which we'll be using too, and then we get the balloon. So we are going to run these through, and for basically, I use the Cuttlebug just because it's something, it's quick, easy for me, but I do use the magnetic plate. So my sandwich is the plate A, then I do the magnetic plate here, then you have to put a B plate on that, and then you're going to put your items there with your other B plate. So basically, I'll do these one at a time so you guys can see the process, but so that's going to go there. Now, the purpose of the magnetic plate is to hold your dies in place. However, like anything, after using it a lot of times, it can move on you. So that's where purple tape comes into play. So we're going to take just a little bit of purple tape and just to be on the safe side, position it that so it doesn't move on us.
So see if we can answer this question for Charlotte. She says, why did you ink the image just so you don't have to color it in later?
So this is a stamp and foil. So we are stamping, then foiling. Is that the question?
I think so.
If you didn't come in at the beginning, that could be confusing. But yeah, this is a stamp where basically the stamp lines up with this, and then the black area is what's going to be foiled.
What brand of stamping do you suggest? Anyone you like, really.
So we have the cake. There it is. So remember, that black part is going to be where the foil is going to go. Are they asking stamp company or ink?
No, somebody said, what brand of stamp ink do you suggest?
Right now, the ones I use the most are Fun Stamper's Journey, just because I'm still with them and I love their ink.
Hey, Dana.
I also really like Tim Holtz Distress Inks. Gina K's got really good premium dye inks. So I haven't found, I stay away from a lot of the ink I find at like Joann's or something, just because there's a few people's ink I don't mind there, but. All right, so I'm going to once again just hold this down with my purple tape. Because purple is
the new blue.
The new blue.
Crack, crack, crack.
That cracking is normal.
Yes, it is.
When I first got my Cuttlebug, you guys, I heard that cracking and I was like, Sean, it's broken. I've ruined it.
Gotta send it back.
Gotta send it back. And then I went on someone's video, I don't remember whose, and it was like, cracking is normal with the Cuttlebug. I was like, oh, thank goodness. But, because you hear cracking, and cracking is not normal, right?
You would think.
So you think, OMG, we just broke it. We broke it. Send it back. I want a new one. And then after you have it like 2 days, your plates are warped, and which you could solve by not you rotating your
Rotate
plates.
and reverse it.
rotate it and reverse it. All right. Well, I didn't do a good job centering that one, obviously, but that's okay. It's a little...
Thanks, Sue.
Could have probably spent a little bit longer making sure that was centered. But when you're live, you're trying to do everything, you know.
It's quick.
People have lives to get back to. All right. And I am going to be using the happy birthday here, this right here. And they give you a little banner for that. So we're going to cut that out here. That looks good.
There you go.
I think it looks good. Oh, I just moved it. We're going to go with it still, though. Dear Cuttlebug Gog, make sure that's centered, because I didn't spend a lot of time centering it. And then when it's not centered, I say, I meant to do that. It's off kilter, and I love it. Oh, look at that. Thanks, Cuttlebug God. You're awesome. All right, so I am going to put all of these back in their little tiny package until I have time to put them in my organization system, which is probably not the best. I mean, it's all right, but I could probably do a little better. And then they go back just in this little envelope. And here we go. So now we can
Here we go.
foil. Are you ready to foil, Sean?
Am I ready to foil?
Sean, are you ready to foil?
Ready to foil.
I have to admit, I'm pretty excited for this release just because I love Gina K foil system, but I was missing stamping. You don't stamp a lot with her original release. Mm-hmm. You could. There was nothing that says you couldn't. But this release allows you to stamp, which I love. Now we won't need the full foil sheet. Once again, you want to make sure that you're only taking out whatever you need. But I also have, it's out of sight, out of mind, unfortunately. But
let's look at this close up now that the cover's not on there. This is gorgeous.
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 Gorgeous. Whatever I don't use, because obviously we don't need this full sheet. I'm just going to cut what I need. And then I have a manila envelope that I put instead of trying to put this back in the package, which is kind of a pain, I will just end up putting it in a manila envelope.
Mm-hmm. Gary's asking, can we confirm our nights that we do go live? We're trying to do live on Mondays.
So typically it will be Monday and Wednesday, unless there's a special release. So this was a special release because this didn't release till today. And then if there is a mystery box, most of the time Cricut mystery box do not release until a Tuesday. So for the most part, it will always be Mondays and Wednesdays.
We went live at 6 o'clock or maybe a minute after. We've been live, according to my machine, 48 minutes.
And Sean says I have to be done in an hour.
We try to. No Wendy. This is not like the Mink. The Mink's a little more of a high-end.
I've never used the Mink, to be honest. When the Mink came out, it was out of my price range. It was like $100 when it first came out, and all the rolls and stuff. And I don't want to say the Mink is just an overpriced laminator because I've never used it. But when I was looking at it, it was like, well, can't I just do the same thing with a $17 laminator? So I've never used the Mink, so it's very hard for me to compare it. So I don't want to say that this is worse or better. I've never... But it sounds like someone just said it has 5 settings. All right, so everywhere you saw black, look. Look at that. Let me see how close I can get that so you can see that dazzling in there. Isn't that fun?
Even the flames.
Yeah, I love it. So we have a couple presents to do, so I'm going to put this.
You could have technically done this red and gotten a little yellow.
You could have, absolutely.
Made the flames to yellow if you wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. Sean, the sky is the limits.
Sean, speak louder. I've got a microphone sitting right here. I'm pretty loud. I think.
I think it's just because you're talking next to me and I'm so loud.
And then Kenneth says, yes, please speak louder.
Oh, now it's a trend, Sean. Multiple people are asking.
My.
You are a soft speaker. I know you, in your mind, you think you're loud.
It sounds loud in my head.
And in my head, my voice sounds soft. What?
You know, it's funny, from this angle, this is blue.
Well, not only do you need to speak louder, but you need to get your eyes checked because it's pink.
If you stood over here, I mean, it's the, look at the...
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
There's blue.
Oh, it's so cool.
Cute.
Yeah, that's cool. So this here, we are not running through the foil. We are actually going to keep this just black. So
Rebecca, no, you can reuse whatever is left or what's on your foil.
Yes, you can reuse.
Cut out the part that's done.
Yep.
And use the rest.
So, for example...
Until there's nothing left.
Yep. So, the reason I didn't throw this away, you'll note, is the only part that it used was this. So, I will end up putting this in my manila envelope to use either with another project or anything. So, that's what I'm saying is these foil sheets last a long time because every pack you get 12 sheets and they're 6 by 8 inches. And on something like this, you know, it goes a long way.
Gary says, I won the card from your first review, posted it in my craft room.
Look.
Nice job, Gary. Thanks.
Isn't that cute? I love foiling. Do you want to know what's funny is when I started my whole crafting journey, I would see foiled cards and be like, oh my gosh. And I almost bought a system that was $400 to do foiling. And I'm glad I didn't.
Jen says she's loud like you and her husband's soft like me.
Well, let's clarify something. Sean is not soft.
No, I'm
spoken. Believe me, when he needs to be loud, he's loud. But on YouTube, yes, he is soft. And they are right. What's funny about this, you guys, is so I tell Sean all the time before we were doing lives, I would say, people can't hear you. You need to speak up. And he's like...
Yeah, that's when we were using just this mic off the camera.
Yeah, and he was like, I speak just fine. I don't know what they're talking about. And basically, he didn't believe me. So we're watching a replay one time, and he's trying to listen. He's like, can you turn it up? I can barely hear me. And I was like, that's on full blast, Sean. Yeah. He was like, what? I was like, yeah.
Yeah. What are the dimensions of Gina K foil sheets?
6 by 8.
They are 6 by 8, or for those in Canada, 15 by 20. Or whoever else is using the metric system. Everything based off of 5.
Mm-hmm.
This is, yes, Robin, this is the new laminator, but therm-o-web was actually watching him do his last thing and said, oh, thanks for doing this, but we're going to send you a Royal Sovereign.
Well, it's because we had the Amazon and basic, and I don't want to say anything bad, but I would not recommend it. Oh, look at that! I'm obsessed with this foiling. Okay, so I'm going to put all this aside. We don't need this anymore. We're all done with that, and we can build our card now. And then I can answer any and all questions.
Let's build.
Let's build. Let's do this. So for those of you who joined late and did not see the initial card, I'll have Sean show you that. Or I'll show it to you really quick. So here's a card. This card I did use. You might have to go a little closer on all this, but this card I did use a little piece of ribbon. I don't think we're going to do that because this card's going to have so much going on. And it's hard to tell in person, or I mean in the film, but this, like when you see this in person, it just, it shines everywhere. It's beauty miss. And so we're going to build this card. The first thing we're going to do is attach this.
So Wendy, all this foil is from the therm-o-web Gina K.
This one is not. This is, well, I mean, it's from therm-o-web, but this one's not part of the Gina K, the rainbow. This is just the Decofoil rainbow line. Oh, so pretty.
Joe says she is just now getting used to Imperial. Australia has been metric since 1975. Of course, we tried to go to metric. Yes, we did.
When did we try?
Back in the 70s.
Oh, I wasn't around.
And people just couldn't get it. And it's terrible because
Isn't it easier to convert?
Well, it's not the conversion. It's just that everything is based on 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
So it's easier to convert.
Yeah, it's easier to...
Or to do your... I thought to do your conversions, like in the kitchen and stuff. I thought it was...
I don't know.
That's why I thought everyone wanted us to go to it. It was...
Yeah, they tried, but it just didn't work.
Aren't we the only country that uses this system? We're the only country that uses...
England still kind of uses the imperial stuff.
They do?
They also still do things like stones for weight, hands for height, but of course you do that with horses.
I did not cut my block so I need to cut this a little better.
Yeah, see, centimeters or metric is based off units of 10, 5 or 10, however you want to look at it, but yeah, it should say 10 because everything after 10 you go up to the next one.
All right, so do I want to? I want to have this, I think, on this end, don't I? Let's see. I'm trying to make up my mind, guys. If I want the color, yeah, I want that over here, and that lines up just right. Perfect. Okay, so this is going to be in the center of this, where we have a little bit of a white showing. So I'm going to glue that down. Now I do, whenever I'm doing stuff with a little bit of edge showing, I will use a removable tape because if I need to remove it to get a better position, I can. Some tape, when you put it down, it's on there. It's not coming up. So like this, if I don't like my position, I can lift it up. Actually, I want to do it on this side. And reposition it, which is important because I am not the best at positioning stuff. I don't know why. Never have been. Okay, so now you can see here is a little edge. We have a little bit of black. We have that beautiful rainbow color. I'm trying to show you all that rainbow in there. There it goes. So that rainbow color. And then we have just a little edge of black and white. And then we have this that is going to cover up this whole side over here. So I'm going to put that on there. Should we, you know what, maybe I will... no, I don't want to lift it. I thought I was, but nope. So this one is going to border all the way to the edge. And it's going to go all the way up on to the top. So it will go, oh, sorry. There you go, top to top, there and there. Oh, look at that rainbow, Sean. I'm obsessed with this.
Sorry for the shaky camera, man.
All right, so we have these last few pieces, and we are going to put a lot of this over here, and we have some cards and stuff down here, and we'll put these a little bit. So this one is going to go kind of up towards the top, and that one we're going to lay flat. We're going to then pop out one of the presents. So we'll have probably like so. Put that one there maybe. I'm trying to figure out where I want these all.
Yes, Anne does say a good thing that if you do have a laser printer that works off of toner, which is what they do, you can literally print anything and use a laminator with these foils and foil whatever you print.
You can. Good job, Anne. All right, I want to put this one right about there. And then let's do, I don't know if I want to make these perfectly centered. Let's do one. Okay, so the pink one we'll put down.
Better than Skittles.
What?
Jill says it's better than Skittles, no nasty green apple. Not sure what she means by that, but
oh, hey. I love green apple. I didn't like lime.
I hate lime, and I hate
so
lemon.
For me, I was excited when they changed it to lime. But with that said, I do know a lot of people were not happy with that. So I'm just going to grab some 3D squares here.
What's the name of that foil mate you use for the rainbow?
Rainbow.
No, the actual, I'm sorry, the card.
Oh,
the other one.
That's something damask. Elegant damask or damask.
Elegant damask.
Elegant. Is it damask or damask?
I think it's damask.
Okay, so we're going to raise this guy up just a little, and he's going to cover a little bit of that present, but not too much.
Yes, Stu, you could literally foil all your medical reports if they were done on a laser printer. Yes.
You could foil what?
Most hospitals or most places, when they print off reports and whatnot, it's all done by lasers because it's fast.
Well, I didn't know that.
You could literally take that, send it, put some foil on it, and be all foiled up.
That would be funny.
You could.
That would be really funny.
Wow, Marla, that's pretty cool. My
What?
son's birthday is 4/5/6. We had a kiddo.
Oh, that's cool.
We had a kiddo that was born 12/12/12. Can't forget that one.
12/12/12.
Yeah, December 12th.
He was born, or his birthday?
He was born on that day, 12/12/12.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, but 4/5/6, that's pretty good.
All right, so we are just going to put our sentiment at the bottom.
Mine's in 10 days.
All right.
There, look at that.
There you go. Look at that.
That's cool.
I wish you could see it in person. It's so... I want to move this up a little, I think. Oh, no, I like it. I'm undecided. Kind of fun, huh? So what kind of questions you guys have? Don't forget to...
You can't use a code at therm-o-web.
Well, they can. If they use that...
Okay.
So there's a code. If you are going to buy and it's more than $50, you want to use this code on your screen. It's coming up right now.
Sorry, I got to get rid of that one. Oh, I know why I'm in picture-in-picture. That's why.
There we go.
Sorry.
So use this code NCM18. What that will do is it will give you free shipping, and it will give you 2 free gifts. You'll get Jelly Bean Green foil, and you'll get dots and stripe background.
Got it.
There you go. Or dots and strings background. So if you use that code, you get free shipping. It's got to be over $49. You'll get those 2 free gifts and free shipping. So that's a great thing. Plus, don't forget, in the description, I've given you 2 ways to win. So there is a package exclusive for people on this video that if you are a subscriber of Ken's Kreations YouTube channel, you like this video and share this video, you'll leave me a comment and saying that you did all 3 of those, and you will get what you see right there on your screen. Look at that. You'll get all of that. But you can also win the entire new collection of Stampin' Foil, which is all of this stuff. And that one you will enter on therm-o-web's blog, and I gave you that link also. So if you go check that out, you have 5 days to enter on that. You'll get all the different sets. So you'll get you'll get the birthday time, the flowers, the butterfly, the foil mates, the stamps, and the dies. And I believe you get the foil mates and the fancy foils, like the entire collection, which is awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah. What other questions do you guys have?
Let's see. So Renee was saying, with any purchase question?
Yep. Any purchase of $49 or more. Yeah, $49 or more, free shipping, free gift. So the free gift, and they might substitute if the gift runs out. But basically, if you use NCM18 and it's $49 or more, you have to use that code. You get free shipping and these 2 items. You get the Jelly Bean Green foil sheets, and then you also get the foil mates, which is the dots and strings. So, and then just don't forget to do a giveaway. So this giveaway is exclusive to this YouTube channel. You'll get the birthday time. So you'll get the birthday stamps, foil mates, and the dies. You'll get the party backgrounds, which is the confetti and stripes, and then you'll get the new foil colors. So, which is the colors that I used here. So, this rainbow is not, but
pretty. Boy, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty, pretty, pretty.
So we have 2 cards we can give away.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. You can think faster on my feet than what you think we could do.
Okay. So let's see how good you guys are. The first two people to tell me what color this was called. It was the pink color I used with the little specks in it. Does anybody remember? It's the pink. I will give you that. It's something pink. Does anybody know? The first two people to tell me what that color foil was, get it.
Gets both or one of them?
Well, the first two people.
First two people, okay.
First two people. Let's go. Who's going to get it?
Gotta wait. Takes about 45 seconds.
I know. Who knows who will get this? It's something pink. I will give you that. Something pink, something pink. Here it is. Can't show you. Uh-oh.
Okay, there's
the video. Some people might have seen it.
Let's see. Who's going to say?
Ooh, bubblegum was one of the colors, but that's not the color I used in this card. Here's the color I used in this card.
Shining pink. Nope.
Something pink.
Nope. Nope.
Ooh, gorgeous pink, rose pink, bubblegum pink. There was a bubblegum, but it wasn't this one.
Hey, you almost saw it.
Ooh, shimmering pink. You're getting closer. Not shimmering. You guys will never know the questions I ask, huh?
Deborah, Parrish is correct.
Ooh, Deborah. Everyone look at Deborah's comment. Second person to do it. So Deborah gets the first card of her choice, and someone else look at her answer and say it.
Remember, it's got to take a second.
Everyone thinks it's just bubblegum pink. I should show bubblegum pink.
And that, Tanisha Smith.
This was, just so you guys know, yes. So those are the two. Reach out to me and give me your addresses, and I'll randomly send each of you a card. This is bubblegum pink, just so you know. And this was the twinkling pink. So a little bit different. Bubblegum is more of a bubblegum, and twinkling is definitely dazzling. So very cool. We'll get those cards in the mail. And then the contest for Ken's Creations channel is going until next Wednesday. And I believe therm-o-web's contest is for the next 5 days. Mm-hmm. So
there you go. Any other questions?
How exciting! All right, guys. Well, we are all done. And if you have any questions, let me know. We will be back on Monday. Thank you so much, therm-o-web, for releasing this and sending me to show it off on my channel.
Yes.
Don't forget, they also released a ton of other products. So if you have not seen that product, make sure to check the description. I give you a link to my unboxing of that. I hope you guys have an amazing night tonight. Bye.